Hi everybody, hope you well, hope you fantastic. My name is Gavin Mkabela. Who is Gavin Mkabela? Now I wear a number of hats. So the first one is that an award-winning author. I have two personal finance books that I've written and published under my publishing company, Gavshaw Publishing. So that's where I also publish for other people as well. So I'm currently busy with an amazing book titled The Unmarried Widow. Amazing storyline that is there. So we're currently busy with that. It's probably gonna come out in the next 2 months, just to be safe. But it's an amazing book that I really believe it's gonna be a bestseller. So I write. I love writing. And yeah, I have that publishing company. So that's the one hat that I have. The other one is that I am a Stockfell advisor. So I advise Stockfells, especially around property. So for those people that want to get into the property game as a collective, so I do that. I'm also a founder and a managing director of Gevshaw International. So this is my real estate agency. I normally say it's an unconventional one because normally with the real estate agency is where you sell properties. So I sell properties, yes, but I don't sell primarily to end users. So meaning that people that buy to stay in that property. I sell these properties predominantly to investors. So people that buy the property and then they let it out. So meaning that they rent out the place and then they get income. So it's basically then an investment. So I deal with property investors. But what I also have done through the company is that we have included financial planning as well. So this is where you look at insurance, you look at from a retirement perspective. We also look at other traditional investments like unit trusts. We also have tax-free accounts. We also have endowments. So basically looking at the stock market, buying in the JSE or going offshore. So that we look at that as well. And then of course we also have the mental health awareness side of the business. So this is where we have psychologists that we're working with that then help us to just help our investors from an emotional side of things or psychological side of things, because I realize that at the end of the day a lot of people don't invest. It might be because of traumas that they've suffered when they were young, or just how they were raised. Maybe the aspect of investments was never there, or there were certain issues that happened, challenges happened, traumas happened. So that's where there's the mental health aspect of things come in. So it's very unconventional. So we are mixing three things in one, which normally you don't find them in one pot. So you either have psychologists on one side, you have financial advisors on one side, you have a property agents on the one side. So we now combining all of that into one pot and cooking it, which is very exciting, but it's also challenging because you are now basically coming up with a new kind of thing and you need to now sell it to people, and the business is still a bit new, and so we're still trying to get things right, the combination right, the systems right. So it's a bit challenging, but yeah, it's exciting as well in the same front. How did I get into the industry? So I was a financial advisor. So I used to. So how I started my career in the bank. So I started in home loans. I was in home loans, Standard Bank. Then I moved to what we call property finance. So that was corporate investment banking. And so obviously with home loans, we're dealing with individuals, but property finance, we're dealing with entities such as developers. So we were financing developers that were building complexes. We would finance them as a bank, and then I was a deal analyst in that. So I was working with the deal maker. So just to make sure that compliance was taken care of, I would run through the compliance side of things. So and then from there on, I moved into financial advising or financial planning. I became a financial planner, but I didn't really crack it that that well from a sales side of things, because I used to concentrate a lot on coaching, and that's why we're doing coaching now. And I love the coaching side of it, and I still do. And so I'll spend more time coaching people than selling, and that became a problem, obviously, with the agency that I was with. And then I left, and from there on, I went into property investments. So I've done property investments for the past 6 years, and there's been obviously a lot of learning that I've done, and then that's where I realized that actually real estate is very powerful when it comes to creating wealth. I always say that you cannot build wealth without having real estate there. So property is an amazing asset that one has to have when you are building wealth. And that is why if you go on the Forbes list of the richest people in the world, you'll always find that they have real estate as part of their investment, because it makes sense. With real estate, you can basically make money in both ways. From the value of the property appreciating, you can make money from that, and then from the rent that you get from the tenants every month, you can make money out of that. So it's absolutely very important and crucial when you are building wealth. So that's how I got into I got into the real estate side of the business, because I really wanted to know how it works, and that's where the passion came in to mix the two. And now I'm running my own real estate business, which is fully registered as Gavshaw International. It's registered with the PPRA, so it's the Property Practitioners Authority that governs in terms of the real estate sector in South Africa, and I'm registered. Now, to get into real estate and become an agent and end up being like me, who's the principal, there's a number of layers there. You need to first become an intern, so you get what we call an FFC. So it's a fidelity fund certificate, just to make sure that you are licensed to sell the property. And then, of course, you need to then have your NQ level 4 in real estate. Then you write what we call it's sort of a board exam, so you a PDE4, and then you become full status. Then you go to NQ level 5 to then become a principal, and then you write a PDE5, and then you are master's practitioner. That's where now you become it's like the top level of your license in terms of real estate. So I'm the principal, and then that's why I have my own agency. Then you can then hire agents to then work for you. So there's a number of challenges, obviously, in the real estate side of business. When the interest rates goes up, a lot of people, of course, then they pull back. They don't buy that much, so you have to contend with that. From an investment side of it, when the economy is not really doing great, then there's a lot of defaults, so meaning people then struggle to pay the rent. People damage your property, so there's a number of challenges you can get there. But of course, there's upsides. You get the income, the property, because it's an appreciating asset. So meaning it increases in value, then you can pretty much just leverage against that increase, whether it's to sell the property via profit and make a profit, or you can go and refinance it via the bank. But so that's a story for another day. But I'm loving it, so we're still young as a company, just started. So we combining three things, financial planning, real estate, and mental health awareness. And because of where I come from, grew up with Ugogo. Gogo told me that money was evil. Well, not really in so many ways, but it came out that way. So so you have these traumas around money, and that's why I felt that a lot of people are still stuck in how they were raised. They're still stuck maybe in things that have happened, or you grow up and you see at home they got addicted to bad debt, and you also fall into the trap. So we need to help people to get, to basically reset, and start looking at money differently, investments differently. And that's why we've come up with that mental health aspect of the business. And we have psychologists that are helping us on that front. So yeah, so that's pretty much in terms of financial advising. To get in there, you also become sort of an intern, and then you have to do your NQ level 5 wealth management. So you do that, and then you can become a financial planner, and you can study further to become a certified financial planner. And then there's a levels to that. So with the business, of course, we're combining all of that. It's like a mixed masala. So it's still a bit new. It's challenging, but it's exciting at the same time. So yeah, man, it's really, really great. Just in terms of words of encouragement to, you're still at school and you're thinking about what you need to do. I would definitely say, look at something that you're passionate about. I know at times you get conflicting messaging around, passion, when people tell now you must go for money. I say go for passion, especially when you're still young. Look at things that you like, that you love, and then really gravitate around it. But when you gravitate around it, don't close yourself up. So make sure that you also become inquisitive, and you spread your understanding, your knowledge base, because you still have a long way to go. You still have a lot of chance to take chances and fail and succeed. So don't limit yourself, but get one sort of niche market that you can be interested in, and then you can learn as much as you can around that industry. You can be able, you need to network. I think one of the mistakes that some of us made is that you waited until you started working, then you think about networking. Whereas now, because of technology, you can network before, you can network even while you are still in matric. You can get mentors. By the time that you start working already, you have made, you have a network, because that's also very key, especially in these times where you find unemployment very high. So you need a network. By the time that you finish maybe with your degree or your diploma, your certificate, whatever the case might be, or maybe didn't go to, you're not going to study further, but you want to get into the work environment, already you have networks that can help you to do that. So network early, being inquisitive. So always want to learn, read a lot, network a lot. If you can, go to seminars, and that's where you network. Because some of them you pay, but if you know people, they see that you're young, you're energetic, you are hungry for knowledge, and then it can assist you with all of that. So make sure that you do that. And then what I want to leave you with is, it's an amazing quote by Tyler Perry that says, "A hunter can only shoot at a deer that he can see." So meaning that if there's a hunter, is looking for a deer, they want to shoot a deer, they shoot a deer that they can see. So meaning that you have to be visible, because right now we live in a world that so many people look alike, but you need to stand out. So you always look for ways to stand out. And that's very important, because that means that people will always want to work with these people that are different. So it's very, very key. You need to stand out, which is very, very important. So I hope that all of this really, assist you in some way. And I'm just wishing you nothing but the best in the journey of you becoming, as you in the school years, and enjoy your school years, because you're gonna get to start working. And but anyway, I wish you all the best. And coming from me, Gavin Mkabela, signing out. See you on the flip side.